Yo guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about how to challenge in 1v1s and how to make sure you have the best possible read on your opponent. Okay, so again, we're going to be going over a replay here, and I'll talk to you about how I challenge the ball, how I challenge my opponent, and I'll show you my thought process through it. So this is the first ball here. Off of kickoff, the ball has rolled out just to the right side slightly, and I can either go for mid boost here, or take the pads, or try and shoot. So what I choose to do is to actually take one pad and then just push the ball past him, challenge it into the corner, and then it's basically a 50-50 for that boost, but I wouldn't be too far overcommit. If he gets the boost anyway, I'd be able to drive back. But because I get the boost, I end up leaving him with nothing, and then it's a free goal. So what you want to do in this situation is just notice his car and how much speed he can get on his car, like before you can. So I see his landing is really slow because he does a jump kickoff and I hit the ball first, so the momentum kind of pushes his car back. So that means he basically lands with like no speed at all, whereas I still have some speed. So then I can beat him to the pushing the ball into the corner. And that means I get the free goal from noticing that. In this situation, my opponent goes for an air dribble bump. He does get the bump, but it doesn't go in. Now, right now I have two options. I can either rush the ball because he's getting boost, or I can like go to the backboard or something like that. What I actually do is I go to the ball, I go towards the ball really slowly, like this. I don't use no boost, I don't really use anything. I just go really slowly and make sure I'm also covering the shot just in case. The reason why I'm going so slowly is to actually have really good timing on the challenge while also like being able to block the shot if he just insta shoots. While this shot is probably not scoreable, I've now limited his options to just taking it to mid, and that's why I've made my timing so slow to make it a free challenge. So the most important thing to note here was that I drove really slowly here just for good timing. A lot of people will panic like when they get bumped out of net or something like that and they'll rush back. But I actually drive back really slowly here to make sure my timing is perfect for when he goes infield. And this ends up leading to me being able to have a shot. I don't think I score it, but just getting out of defense was really important there. This is again another challenge that I think is really underused in the game. You see I've went for a shot there, I've missed it, and now he has two options: take it to the wall or try and like take control and basically fake me. And I'm reading all options. I have enough momentum to go up the wall with him or just drive back close, like front post if he does go up the wall. But I'm also close enough that I'm actually blocking the fake if he does fake, which he does fake, and I don't commit my car too hard. I literally just one jump. So I take the ball away from him, and then I end up almost scoring from this, which would have been a really good goal from the challenge. After this play, he ends up having a free dribble. I did take his boost. I stay close there to try and bait him in to hit it to me, just in the corner here. I stay close here because I know I've got his boost now, so he doesn't have too much options. He only has 27 boosts. So I stay close, see if he flips it away straight away because I'll be ready for it. He doesn't. He reads that. I then take the other boost and then I come close again. So now I'm closing the space between us two. So the only thing he can do is basically fake or flick, which he does go for a flick, and I end up reading that as well. Once again, it's just limiting his options, what he can do. I'm not giving him enough space that he can really take control of the ball. And then I'm close enough that he can't really get a clean fake off unless I basically just fly past the ball and that. So being close to try and bait him in, being close enough that he can't take control, and then being far enough away to defend the flick. It's a mix of basically all three things that I did in this like 5-10 second period of defending this flick. And it's something you definitely want to be able to adapt in your game, and something you want to be able to notice instantly, because it's so much easier to defend. I'm also like causing a threat at all times. The reason why I'm close here is because I'm telling him like I could challenge you right now. I could challenge you, but I don't, so I make him slow down. I then go away here to take the boost, saying like you're not taking any boost. I then come back close to him and I slow down, saying you're not taking control of the ball. And then I see that the only thing he basically can go for, and he's trying to go for, is a flick, because he's using all his boost to try and take control of the ball So he had 27, he's now on 0. So I see him use all of his boosts, so I say, okay, he's definitely flicking, because that's basically his only option now, and then I can defend it easily. Okay, so here I actually push up the wall with the boost there, and then I jump straight down. Again, just calls in a threat of that I could challenge him on the wall, which makes him slow down, makes him try and take control. I then take a wide angle, so I take like a wide angle into the corner of challenging this instead of waiting just straight under the ball. So I slow down, I take a wide angle, so that means the only thing he can do is go forwards now. His car can't turn left with the control of the ball because the ball's rolling too slow, and he now can't get it round me because that's exactly where I'm covering. So I've limited him again to one option, which is going forwards. That's exactly what he does, and then that means it's a free challenge for me. After this challenge, it goes up the wall, and I actually choose to fake the insta challenge and then go for an insta challenge. So I fake it there and then I go for an insta challenge. I haven't actually insta challenged this whole entire game yet, so I thought, again, like I said in my other ones video, you always want to be changing up your play style, making yourself hard to read. So I go for a fake challenge, so he thinks like, okay, he's going to play defensive and wait for my play like he has been doing the whole game. But then I go for an insta challenge, change up my game and make it so I'm really hard to read. Same thing here. I take mid boost, and usually you should be turning left here. So you should be turning away like this, like defending like this, maybe shadow defending, or turning here to close the angle of the goal. But I actually turn round the right side here to go for an insta challenge, which works because he tries to take control of the ball, and therefore I can go for an insta challenge. If he didn't jump down there and he stayed on the wall, I would have had to just maybe drive backwards, do a half flip, or maybe just try and challenge him on the wall, because I have full commit for an insta challenge here by turning right on this boost instead of turning left. But as I said, you always want to be switching up what you're doing. I've been playing passive, so I thought I'd start playing aggressive for a little bit. And again, this switch in play can be really useful for you, especially with challenges. I think they're the biggest thing that you have to switch up, because I think sometimes they get really easy to read if you're one-dimensional. This is a similar situation as a second ago. We're driving down this side. I've insta-challenged the last two, so maybe he thinks I'm going to insta-challenge again, so I fake it. Yeah, I go in really close here to try and look like I'm going to insta-challenge, and which makes him flick, and then I can get the free save. Again, it's all about being in your opponent's head, making sure you're limiting their options and making sure you're switching up the way you play, so it's really hard to read. And I do end up scoring from this challenge as well. Now this one again, he gets the boost off the kickoff. I'm staying close. I now realise he has full control. I get 4 pads there, I think. I take one there, one there, one there, and one there. And then I think, okay, do I play passive or do I insta-challenge this? I faked an insta-challenge last time, and the 2 times before that I've insta-challenged. This time, I turn around and I insta-challenge again. Just again, always keeping my opponent guessing and making sure that I'm not easy to read. So from this situation here, I've taken the back boost, and then I've taken a really wide angle in infield to defend this. And the reason why I've done this is to try and cut off the angle of the goal. So the only angle he can see of the goal right now is just basically that part of the goal, because I'm covering everything else, which makes him take control instead of maybe go for a shot. In this situation, a lot of people either shoot or take it up the wall, but because I've cut so much of the goal off, I make him think that he's got time to take control of the ball, which he doesn't, because I also have a lot of speed and momentum going forwards as needed, because I don't take too wide of an angle left here, and my angle right is perfect on after I get the boost. I then get a good challenge, almost goes into my net, but then I'm able to finish the game off with this play here. Okay, so I'll move on to this game now. The kickoff happens here, and I end up getting the boost, but he ends up having possession. So I know now in my head that he doesn't have much boost, and he has to either flick or he has to try and fake me. And because I know that's his only 2 options, I stay close and I close the distance, so it's harder for me to be faked. The reason I turn all the way to the right here is to cover a quick shot, and then I turn back round the left side, because I know that there's no shot, and now it's basically only a flick because I've already closed the distance so hard that I can't actually be faked anymore. So then I can defend the flick, and then I end up getting an open net from this challenge. So again, the biggest thing to note here is just the way I'm turning, the way I'm covering everything, and then I'm limiting his options every single time, which makes it a free challenge. This is another situation that can happen like a lot in ones games, where your opponent wins the kickoff, you get 1 pad, maybe 2 pad here, and they're taking it up the wall so many times. People don't understand that you can pinch this if you know how to pinch. It's almost a free pinch because they're busy getting the boost and thinking about maybe like what play they're going to do, and so many times this is just a free pinch. And this will end up getting you so many goals in games as long as you can hit the pinch. So as long as you prioritize getting these pads and making sure you're going fast enough that you are a threat to get the pinch before they can reach the ball, this will be really useful. Okay, so moving on to this game, I just want to show this play, because this play can be really effective, but it is quite a risky play, so you definitely need practice with it. When you're getting pushed into your corner and you do get the back boost like this, it is quite good to actually hit it to the ceiling and then go straight down like this. What this will do is this will bait your opponent in every single time, and as long as you're like really quick to this, and you get a good 50, this will end up leading to an open net so many times. It's actually a really overpowered play. It's just kind of hard to pull off, and it is a little bit risky. So when they push you into your corner, you get the boost, hit it to the ceiling, go down quickly, and then double jump quickly to block it. And what this will do, as I just said, is it will bait your opponent in so many times because it just looks like an open net for them right there. They go, and obviously it isn't. And the only reason why this works so well is because your opponent should have low momentum, because he shouldn't just be rushing back here. He shouldn't be like, you know, trying to demo you. He should just be like hanging around mid waiting for your play, and that means he has low momentum. So therefore, if you hit it to the ceiling and then you quickly go, it will usually be a 50-50 in your favor because he's baiting himself in like right in front of your goal. So wherever that 50 goes, it should usually be good for you. On this sort of situation here, when you lose kickoff and they have a free dribble on you, you want to play really patient here. Make sure you're closing the distance so you can't get like faked really easily or something like that, and then just wait for their play. Make sure you're trying to drive over the mini pads as well to give yourself the highest chance of the save once his play does come. Again, follow the mini pads, but stay close so you can pressure him as well. This sort of thing will make you read their plays really well and make sure that you can get out of defense. Sometimes it is really difficult to get out of defense, especially when they're pressuring you well, but making sure you're getting the mini pads and closing the distance and making sure you're reading their play will help you so much in your games. It's the same thing here for this kickoff. I know that he has boost and possession, but I push close to make him rush, then I get the mini pads, and then I can get the save on his read. In this situation here, he tries to pressure it to my corner again while getting the mid boost, and I basically have two decisions here. I can basically try and dribble it into my corner to get that boost, but I see that he's beating me, or I can try and maybe hit it behind him or over him and make it really awkward for him. I do end up trying to hit it over him a little bit, which makes it so he has to get like quite an awkward touch, which he doesn't get, and then he tries to go for the ball again, and he doesn't get the touch there, which leads to a free challenge for me. But again, here is just making the right decision on the play. I knew that I couldn't take it to my corner and get this boost, so I just went for a different play, which was over him, forcing him to get an awkward touch. If he can't pull it off, then it should be a free challenge for me, and if he did pull it off, it probably wouldn't have been the best play from him because again, it's an awkward touch. I do end up scoring from this as well. I do actually score from this play from a really nice force touch as well. I don't actually go for a 50 here, I just try and bait him in to try and 50 me, so I just drive it into him. It does bait him in, makes him hit it to the wall, and that's why I score. So in the corner, it was really good that I forced a play out from him that was really awkward, which gave me a free challenge. And then here, I basically forced an awkward touch again from him, which gave me a really good chance of a shot. So I've turned defense into offense in about 3 seconds there from literally just trying to get and make him get awkward touches. Okay, so overall, The main thing that I want you to take a mental note of is when your opponent is dribbling or an aerial towards you, like you're on defense and they're attacking, I want you to try and think of yourself in that opponent's point of view and try and remember all the options that you will have in that situation. I always try and put myself in the attacker's point of view, even when I'm defending, just so I can clearly understand what his options actually are. As I've said before, trying to track how much boost your opponent has and trying to keep a mental note of it is really important to turning defense into offense and making sure you're improving at defending. So if you're already good at taking mental notes of like how much boost they have, how fast their cars go in, how much momentum they have on the play, then I do want you adapting a way of thinking that you are the opponent. A lot of the time you can really understand what their players and what they're going for if you actually think of yourself in that situation. Like for example, if they're going for like an aerial up the wall from kickoff, you yourself have been in that situation so many times that you should be able to get a good read on what his options actually are, just based on what your options usually are when you go for that situation. You can always try and think of ways to be more creative. And in my opinion, this can be just really good and useful to help read your opponents and what they're actually going for. So the best way I can describe it is going over replays and trying to think in both point of views what would be most awkward in this situation. So I go onto my POV in the replay and I think, okay, if my opponent rushed me there, I actually would have completely lost control of the ball. And then I'd go on my opponent's POV and I think like, okay, if I actually flicked there on attack, that would have been really awkward for him. So you can go into replays and actually think what would have been the best play from the other person's point of view. So overall, this will help you learn what the right decision is every single time. And just this sort of way of thinking, like in-game or going over replays, will help you improve really, really fast. That is going to be the end of the video though, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if it helped you out. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.